To be completely honest, Black Clover Chapter 309 left me completely stunned. To the point where after I read the chapter, I was at a loss for words. YUNO'S crazy new magic type, his star magic, made me realize that it's only been one gate that has been opened, and all this craziness is happening so early in this arc. It's completely insane. If we're seeing crazy magic types like this, just imagine when more gates still open. Morris is still working on it, so where do we start? But I know where you can start by subscribing to the channel with notification bells on and leaving a like on this video. And as always, we always go for 2,000 likes, but let's go for 3,000 for this one. Let's surpass our limits. So smash the like button for the algo, and let's talk about Black Clover Chapter 309, Twinkling. Alright, so this chapter continues on after Yuno receiving his second grimoire, his Spade Kingdom Grimoire, and this man Zenon sees Yuno floating towards him, and he's so confused. He's like, why does this man have two grimoires? What is the meaning of this? Because Zenon literally declared last chapter that he won. He knew that Yuno was out. Langris is on the ground, and Zenon is holding Fenrir with his bone magic like a shish kebab. He's like, what is the meaning of this? What exactly is happening right now? Who on earth is this man? And out of nowhere, you just see this beam of light, two blasts that just comes from Yuno that shoots right through Zenon's wing and also the side of his face. And from the information we find out from this chapter that Yuno is using star magic, Zenon sees that this star is floating, shot at Zenon. Now, a lot of us theorize that Yuno will have something to do with some solar or sun magic. If you see my previous video, I theorized around it. And even though a sun is technically a star, this wasn't exactly it. It didn't come to fruition. However, someone in this chapter definitely was revealed to have sun magic, so we were kind of right? But it makes a lot of sense why Yuno has star magic, which we will get into. Now, for his lineage, we find out that the royal families of the Spade Kingdom has passed down similar magic types and special magic types for generations. Yuno's father Loyce had sun magic, while his mother, Lady Seal, had moon magic. So it makes a lot of sense. You get sun and moon and you create a star, and Yuno gets star magic. So this pattern, since we already know that magic types are inherited by your family members and down a line where you get from your ancestors, it's very possible that since we have the information that similar magic types within the royal families have been passing down throughout the years, Yuno might not have been the only person with star magic with this family lineage. Maybe this is a phenomenon that happens every so 100 years or even longer than that. Very similar to the Gojo clan, where you have the Gojo clan members, but not every member was born with the sixth side in Jujutsu Kaisen. So it could be a similar case to the Grinberryal family, and that's probably why when Yuno was born, it was such a miracle. But I do think it's very odd that Yuno having star magic and his magic stone has the symbol of stars. Maybe Tabata has been trying to tell us all along that, yeah, Yuno has star magic, he's gonna have it. It's right there in your face. And even the added parallel, which is very funny, that Yuno is in the Golden Dawn and always shown with a sun behind him. It's possible that Tabata has been teasing the idea for the longest time. However, it has been revealed to us by Tabata and his editors a while back that he was planning to kill Yuno early on in the series. So Tabata probably had this as a backup plan just in case if Yuno doesn't die, which I'm glad he didn't, because we wouldn't be getting this good of a chapter if he did die. Zenon then starts to put two and two together and realize that Yuno is the child of the royal family and the heir to the throne. Which, in all honesty, is funny that it took Zenon this long to realize this, because Yuno looks exactly like his dad. But I guess you can give him a pass because it has been 17.5 years. So he gets a little pass. Maybe he did try to put two and two together and just wrote it off, but you know, he gets a little pass. As you see these 4 stars all floating around Yuno, you see that Belle, she talks about that. Finally, it feels as though I just met the real Yuno, because now he's using his own power that's not connected to wind magic whatsoever. However, Yuno's like, yeah, but I cannot win by this power alone. I'm going to need you. So they combine their powers together, in which we see Yuno in his spirit die form, with him using his powers of star magic. Yuno combined these two powers, and man, even though this was a short chapter, Yuno showcased a lot here. Now, as he saves Fenrir and Langris and he tells them that you guys need to find a healing mage, Fenrir is freaking out. He's like, on top of the 4 leaf, you have another grimoire, and I feel like Fenrir and Langris were speaking like the fans at this moment, because they just looking at Yuno like, who are you? What are you? And Yuno states that he is the vice captain of the Golden Dawn. A simple line, simple dialogue, but it was so powerful. Even Langris got a smile out of it. Now, as the fight picks up, we see that Zenon uses his bone magic to strike Yuno once again. But it doesn't work this time because Yuno uses his star magic, which is called Cortal Scutum, which is based on the Star Constellations, and this constellation star represents shield, because Scutum means shield in Latin. And this star shield is so powerful that Zenon, Devil Heart Zenon, bone magic is not enough to pierce through it. Zenon realizes this, and he knows that in order to stop Yuno completely, he relies on his devil magic, which uses spatial magic, and to trap Yuno in his tracks, which he was able to pull off. But it didn't mean anything because Yuno was able to get out of it using his star magic, using conjunction. And before he gets out of it, you see these cool hand signs that he uses while using star magic, and he was able to teleport right out of it holding Spirit of Zephyr. This was so insane because we know that the only way to get out of Zenon using his spatial magic when he creates those little cubes, you need to overwhelm him with your mana. Your mana needs to be stronger than his. And Yuno, with his second grimoire, loved by mana and also the wind spirit, of course his mana is over Zenon in this current state, but Yuno didn't even need to overwhelm him with his mana. Yuno is able to teleport and use instant movement if he's under his stars. Zenon couldn't even react or predict where Yuno is going to move, so this means that Yuno in this current state, his teleportation is even faster than what Fenrir was using with the added effects with his spatial magic teleportation of mana method. And then to top it off, he used this instant beam blast of a spell called Asta, because I believe the H is silent. That's what Google told me, so don't judge me. But he missed Zenon's heart, and you see this huge hole right on the side of his chest. And Yuno tells Zenon that the pages on this grimoire were designed to defeat you. The choices I made were right, and I'm going to prove it. Which, he's referring to how he said that he's going to be this country's salvation. He's going to be the Wizard King. It's the reason why he was there. And Zenon's like, nah, I'm going to crush you. But you see this inner dialogue they have with themselves, saying at the exact same time that I am the righteous one, because everything that Zenon is doing, he believes that he is in the right. Because Zenon is the only Dark Triad this entire arc who has been fighting for the benefit of the Spade Kingdom. The dreams of Alan still carry on through the heart of Zenon. Zenon wants to save this entire country, and he's fighting the prince, technically the king of the country, who wants to also save it as well. Zenon believes that only the strong should be able to be citizens of the Spade Kingdom, which is why he cannot lose to Yuno, because he has to prove a point where Yuno is proving to him that he's going to defeat him because he's going to save the country. He's going to be the Wizard King. They both fighting for their dreams right here. But not just for their dreams alone, but also their rivals. Yuno believes that if he loses right here, the dream and the promises he made with Asta will not come to fruition. Whereas in Zenon's case, if he loses here, the dreams and the promises he made with Alan would not come to fruition. They are both fighting for something they believe in, truly believe that they are in the right and they are the righteous one, which makes this rivalry so impactful. This chapter was so amazing. This was a 10 out of 10. Hands down, and there's so much I want to dive into, more in particular when it comes to Yuno's star magic powers, because I just want to talk about how awesome and the amount of potential that Yuno can have with his star constellations. But I will say that for a separate video because I really want to dive into it right now. Hopefully you dive your fingers to that subscribe button with notification bells on, so when the video is uploaded, it'll be right into YouTube feed, right? Oh my goodness, that was a good one. So you guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves. Stay blessed, and I'm out.